Hello everybody. Today you join me and we're going to take a deep dive on one of the best E-Type coupes in the world. So here we are. This is the Broad Arrow auction held in conjunction with the Amelia Island concours, and they had on offer this incredible coupe as well as all the other wonderful cars you see in this ballroom. So what are we looking at? This is an outside bonnet latch coupe. I believe there's only 20 of these made in left-hand drive configuration. And this is one of only 12 surviving. It happens to be chassis number 8, which I think makes it the first, if not one of the first customer delivery coupes, because the cars that came before this were used for the Geneva Motor Show. They were used for testing, and some of them were actually destroyed. So yeah, it has its original color configuration with that red Conalloy interior and opalescent gunmetal gray exterior. Now, all these wonderful fits and finishes we're seeing here were the result of one of the best E-Type restorations in the world, in my opinion. It was done by a Dr. Michael Mueller. He wrote the book on E-Type originality, and he used the best talent available in North America to restore this car to the fits and finishes you see here. So that includes Jeff Snyder. He has a company called Jeff's Resurrections in Taylor, Texas. Super detailed work. Big fan of Jeff's work. And also the engine was done by Terry's Jaguar in Benton, Illinois. Terry's Jaguar, Bill Terry, TT Engines. He's well known throughout the community for his race engines. And so I can't think of a better person to do an E-Type engine restoration than Bill Terry. So yeah, really nice and impressive work being done to this car. Now, after it was done, I think it was completed around 2015. It was shown quite a lot. It's been to quite a number of JCNA events where it scored 100 points, not a single demerit. And that just goes to show how wonderful the work was done. Now, here we are in the outside light. Can definitely get a better look at this pristine upholstery. The leather work is impeccable, not a wrinkle in that leather. And you can see all the other mixed materials here. So the vinyl in the back, the mohair over the fender wells, and it is really nicely done. The headliner, everything about this car is E-Type perfection. Just having a look at some of the exterior details here. Oh yeah, and it has the really early lenses with the parallel lines on it there. Those only came on the early 1961 cars. This is the only defect I could find. This chrome finisher extended a little too far and just nicked the firewall. But you can see the finish of the paint. Other than that, this car was truly and utterly spectacular. It has the early license plate holder we only see on a handful of the first cars. Such a neat and unique detail. And look at the chrome work. Here's an original knockoff, lovingly refinished. This is the stuff I like to see. Oh yeah, and a Texas inspection certificate from 1961 was a nice touch as well. And oh, another detail yet, we have the new old stock rainbow triplex wiper rubber there. Now look at this engine bay, so spectacular. Pumpkin orange for the early 61 cars. Porcelain manifolds. All this fits and finishes looking spectacular. I see a great amount of cadmium and black oxide. And this is really a reference car when it comes to anybody that might want to prepare a 1961 car. Look at that. Dunlop master cylinders, 5/8, done up in black oxide or painted black. Got the Nivacode brake reservoirs. And now we're going to go in on the ignition system here. We see the spark plug caps, the early style champions. That's really nice to see. I don't even know where you get something like that. Really wonderful presentation here. And really, really bright orange, I'm going to have to say, on that pumpkin color for the cylinder head. And now this is an unnumbered head. It's not the original cylinder head to the car, but it does have the original block, the original diff, and the original radiator. That's the way they advertised it at the sale. There's the header tank. You can see the cap there painted yellow. Not sure what that's about. And the original Marston Excelsior radiator in there. Do you see that? I never see those original radiators in there. This is one of, I think, 3 cars I've seen with the original radiator. Then we have the suspension painted black. Again, only on the first handful of cars was the suspension painted black. And now I'm having a look inside the hood. You can see that flange there. It's spot welded to the outside skin of the bonnet. And that's the way these early cars should be. And whenever I'm advising a customer to purchase a 1961 car, I always look at that area. And here's some of the heater ducting, painted body color. looking very, very good. Very much nicer than it would have been new. All these fits and finishes we're seeing here. So this is the NIVA code brake reservoirs, same that we see on XK150 and on the early E-Type. Oh, wow. Look how wonderful the battery, the voltage regulator looks, the sheathing on the wiring harness, Dunlop tires. This just keeps getting better and better. Everywhere you look on this car in detail, it is just so remarkable. What a wonderful piece. There's the original chassis tag in there. Yeah, this car just keeps on going and going. So we got the ignition wires here, the header tank. You can see the original relay in there and that Marston Excelsior radiator and an extremely clean wheel well, possibly too clean. I bet you Jaguar actually put some sound deadening material in there. And again, with the engine electrical, looking again at those reservoirs. And yeah, it's just such a stunning car all around. It was a really unique opportunity to buy one of the best coupes in the world. Having a look at those welded louvers, that was a separate panel that was welded onto the hood to make it simpler to construct. And again, with those flanges, I guess it's just something that I like to take a note of. I learned that from Chuck at Monocoque Metalcraft that the entirety of the early bonnets were welded like that. And again, the original brake master cylinders with the adjustable push rod on top, looking so spectacular. Got the engine breather line, that foil line that's just like early XKs. And the firewall here, we got the herringbone wrapped vacuum line. This car, it just goes on and on. The details, you can see a 1960 generator there, nicely wrapped hose, Cheney hose clamps. It's just so well done. It's just exactly what I want to see if I was judging a car. We see the early linkage here. That was only on the early 1961 cars and XK150Ss. Just stunning. Here we got the chalk mark for the body number 1015. Looks like probably an original date-coded washer system there. And I love to see the sheathing on the wiring harness as original from the factory. Just so stunning. Everywhere I look, I was really impressed. It was really a wonderful car to be around and inspect and check out all the unique and original details. Just one last look at that engine bay gleaming back at me. It's so well presented. Just the most wonderful E-Type coupe in the world almost. Yeah, well done, guys. Such a spectacular presentation. And again, looking at that suspension, painted black, I think only the very first E-Types were painted black like that with the greased nipple on the front for the ball joint. So yeah, that's it. Here we can see the car in the ballroom. Unfortunately, it didn't sell at the auction, but now they have it for sale on their website for $630,000 US as an asking price. So if you're quick, by the time I get this video up, it's likely you can contact Broad Arrow Auctions and buy this car. All right, that does it. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.